What is going on, guys? Bachelor here doing a Red vs. Blue review with the crew, James Klim, Christopher Strong, and Zedd.
Hi.
Redemption.
So we're going to get right into this because this is like a second take and we kind of fucked up the first one, but yeah, we're going to get right into it. So the first scene opens up with the chairman back from wherever he's been for the past few episodes, voicing over a scene where the Meta kind of is going through his kind of little crazy transformation.
Is he preparing to like slaughter everybody?
He's getting ready to launch his campaign to get the AIs, and now he has like the tattoo on the back of his head. Which, by the way, who did the tattoo?
I don't know. Maybe Sigma.
Why would they put the tattoo on there? They should recognize the fact that looks like a bunch of AI symbols. Not AI. Sorry, Greek symbols on.
That's the kind of thing that should be like, totally recognizable especially by like Project Freelancer.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that, it reminded me of the I believe it was the season 6 trailer, and it had like the writing on the walls, and then all the like letters came together, and that was really cool. So when I saw that, I'm like, hey, remember that? Remember. So I don't know why he has it, but he has
I don't know
the whole time.
I personally think it's kind of trying to represent the combination of Sigma and like Main kind of coming together. Because if you look parts start like flashing as if there is Sigma in control. So I think that was what the thing was trying to show, like a kind of metaphor visual kind of representation.
Yeah, I really did like the whole flames within like his visor, or like reflecting off the walls into his visor. I don't know anything about that. Just it looked really cool looking. And I don't know if what I thought at first was Sigma was like on his shoulder, and that's why it was like reflecting on his visor. But I guess he was inside him. I don't know, but
yeah. Which gives it to the idea that maybe Sigma has affected his brain now. And so you have to wonder if maybe Sigma really was in control at the very end of season 8.
6.
Yeah, like Sigma and the main actually kind of merged personalities rather than just like Sigma just being an AI. The AI kind of side just kind of went but his physical like thoughts and what he thinks and what he hopes to achieve is actually part of.
I'm kind of disappointed that we actually didn't get to see him transform Meta. Or maybe we might see that come out.
See him at the end of the season. I really hope that what they do at the end of the season would like to show Meta killing North. I think that'd be a cool way to end the season, but I don't know. They could be doing it differently, but I just feel a really cool way to like show.
Yeah, like tie it up with. Oh man.
I hope South gets like bitch slapped. I know she doesn't die yet, but
shot in the head,
I hope she gets like punched or something because I hate that stupid
South.
bitch.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. South's awesome.
Well, it's not just the character, the writing for her. It's just like maybe it's also the voice actor in a way. Because she's really cool with like that, but the way she's voicing her in this season, at least, is just really.
Well, I believe that they want us to hate her on purpose, and they're doing a good job.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. But making it hate her so much, it's like I can't watch her anymore. It's like
Yeah.
Really, I don't have a problem with her. I like her aggressiveness. I think that she's like the odd one of the bunch with her aggressiveness, and I think that's what really shows the character and like her contrast with the other characters. And I really like that kind of aggressiveness.
I bet she's like totally freaky in bed. Guaranteed.
Okay, next subject.
I think we should move on to the next bit. let's just put a pin in that, James.
All right.
We'll leave that there.
And never come back to it ever again.
Yeah. The next scene opens up to Washington waking up from what happens to be him blacking out for a second time, or maybe even a third time this time. So after the operation of Epsilon, he's like blacked out multiple times, and that's what it seems to be made out to be by North.
If you notice, his voice is slightly different. It's like the exact same tone that it is in present time. So I think it's definitely taken effect.
Yeah, it's affected him, and like what it's done with Maine, like it's actually altered him as a person.
Yeah, so hopefully that solves your problem with Washington this season, James, with the fact that he's acting all goofy and whatnot. Suddenly he's going to start acting a little more serious.
Yeah.
So
well, I was a bit baffled in this scene of with the mention of Texas. Trying to steal Wyoming's AI,
and she wasn't doing it. I don't think she was, at least.
Well, that's never been mentioned before. Obviously, like if you watch the video, guys, you'll know that the break-in is about to happen, and we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But like, there's nothing ever been mentioned about Maine. Like, not Maine. Sorry,
Texas.
Wyoming. Like taking the.
Not I'm aware of. No, all I've heard of trying to take the AI, but it's possible that she was trying to take the AI to kill him. Because the fact that it's he was part of Gamma was part of the whole Torch of the Alpha thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe even like a more like kind of helpful thing, like maybe get the pieces back together, kind of what Maine's doing, but like for a good cause.
I was gonna say we just glossed over something, by the way. We glossed over that the director ordered more bases, which by the way, red versus blue bases, and the chairman accepted it. As a little thing to put in there, by the way, just to let you guys know.
Yeah, I love that. I totally heard that. Like, oh, I love that. It was a great little thing to put in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the scene after that, it's like a kind of interval scene trying to explain what's going on in that current scene, is Carolina kind of turning like baby about not wanting to give her AIs up, but seems everyone in the program's kind of getting the AIs kind of taken off them. I genuinely didn't think Rooster Teeth were going to be doing it this well. Like when the said back in like the previous seasons when Tex was just like, oh yeah, the freelancers got the AIs took off him, and it just saw them like in a queue getting them took off one by one by one.
Yeah.
Like, I literally didn't think that they were going to like literally do that. I thought they were going to put some kind of twist on it or do it kind of differently, but they've like literally
that was right. Yeah.
They've literally done exactly what they've said, which I'm quite like impressed that they've at least keep that kind of consistency. Especially like after this such long kind of period, 10 years later, and still keeping everything consistent.
A question on my mind that I just saw, because I literally just watched the episode and went to the call. I don't know if I missed this or whatever the reason is, but when Washington wakes up, was Epsilon taken out, or is it still inside him?
He was taken out.
No, it's taken out now.
It was taken out. Okay, because if it's for that reason, which I'm was like 100% sure I thought it was, then if it is that, I'm actually a little bit disappointed, because I thought we've been kind of like leading it on for so long, especially within the beginning of the season, was that we were going to show the changing of Washington, and then way back when like Reconstruction, talking about how the Epsilon unit changed him. I was thinking in my head that he would be with the Epsilon unit for a while, and they kind of went back and forth,
and like
almost like the meta in which he has Sigma, and then just kind of gradually, and then suddenly just kind of changed him. I thought we were going to have that with Washington as kind of a change. I'm a little disappointed that it's not going to be like him and Epsilon, but it's just going to be him affecting.
Well, actually, there's one thing that I remember is that he did make the line, "You guys give me a headache," which is part of the whole AI thing, which is possible that it's like he's remembering maybe like his blackouts, like what happened, and he's going to go mental. I don't think that happens, but you could be right, though. It could be them glossing over it.
Like what Zedd said, I think we've just kind of, for like, since all this time, since Washington was mentioned about going insane when Church said, like, he went insane in Reconstruction, I think since then we've just kind of overhyped it, and, like, maybe our expectations of the sequence of how Washington kind of goes insane, like, literally, I think we just kind of maybe overestimated what was going to happen. But then,
well, I mean, he just woke up, so we actually haven't seen him fully.
Yeah, but
go.
maybe the scenes that have already happened when he was screaming when he got it implanted, maybe that was him going insane.
Maybe
because they're already taking it out. They're already taking the AIs out of the other freelancers, so obviously he's already went insane.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely it. It's just I was a tiny bit disappointed, being that I thought he was going to be with Epsilon for like a little while, or maybe a while, and we would see that change in his tone of voice or whatever affecting him. But I'm just a little disappointed, but for not having that reason. But I think the good coming out of this is that we're still going to see that change, just not with him and Epsilon together. But we're still going to see the change, I think. And
I think it might just be because, although that is kind of like a key point of why all the freelancers start to lose their AIs, I think it might just be like in terms of the overall story that they're trying to cover in season 10. I think it's just kind of a minor plot point, so they didn't want to really kind of explode it into like a kind of like a few episodes kind of thing. Maybe just kind of keep it short and simple and sweet.
Plus, there's still a few episodes left, so you know.
Yeah, I can understand that absolutely.
Yeah. Do we go to the Carolina thing after this? Or
so Machinima now?
No, the Carolina.
No, it goes back to Tex and York. Is the next part?
York and Tex.
Yeah, I like how York and Tex work together again. So
yeah, the lighting in the scene was a bit iffy. It seemed a bit. Sorry, this is CGI kind of criticism.
Go for it.
The lighting and visuals seemed a lot off. It seemed like the polys and the vertices was screwed a little bit too much.
Yeah, the poly and the vertices. I know exactly.
But then in other scenes, everything's kind of funky and jagged.
Yeah.
So the visual consistencies are a bit.
When she bashes the door up, it's like it bashes it, but it's all wrong, I guess. But I don't know.
Yeah, it bashes in, and then it goes into the door slide perfectly. But obviously, there's things like that which you've got to kind of let them get away with, because how else are going to open?
Yeah, I mean, plus Tex.
This is just us being kind of picky.
Yeah, and plus she's not anorexic anymore, which is nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you noticed that too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's very broad-shouldered and hench now.
Yeah,
she's
that's really funny because listen to the you guys review them and whatnot. When I went back and I watched a couple of them, I can honestly say about the whole. I remember you guys talking about hands, how their hands are too big for their bodies, and I completely agree now. It's like they're it's like putting I don't even know.
It makes feels off, yeah. Feels wrong.
It's like the scenes this where the lightings are a bit off. Like the characters look a lot more like the Halo 3 kind of characters that they're trying to represent. Mm-hmm. But then when it's the scenes when they're trying to get the cinematic look inside the Mother of Intervention and other scenes when CT was having the fight with Tex and Carolina, when they try to put that kind of artistic integrity. Everything just goes wrong. Everything kind of goes out of proportion. And
it seems like they do a good job with fight scenes, but when it comes to standard stuff like walking, they have a really big issue.
Mm-hmm. And I think they'll get better if they continue the whole animation thing, which I'm pretty sure they will. I think that they'll improve in the future. I mean, it definitely improved with fucking episode 8. I mean, season 8. But I don't really have much of a problem with the hands. What I do have a problem with is that when I went back to them, I'm like, damn, they're huge. I think it's just the width of the hands. I don't really mind the length of the fingers.
But, personally, when it comes to improving, I kind of disagree. Visually, I think everything's kind of going downhill. The space scenes in season 10. Oh my god, they are mind blowing.
Yeah.
The first episode was so good. I was expecting
true that.
The first season was beautiful. It was perfect CGI, everything. I didn't have a fault to say about it. I loved it to bits, right? Mm-hmm. But now it just seems to be getting worse and worse because I think they're still working on it and then they just don't have time to render it, so they're kind of decreasing the qualities of the renders to sacrifice.
Well, actually, they said that the DVD was already done, though. So I'm assuming that means the episode should be done by now, right?
Yeah.
It should be add anything else to it. It should be all done. Should we just be
I wouldn't mind if next season, if they still have animation, which I'm pretty sure they will, I wouldn't mind if all the episodes were completed before they were posted out, because I really want the animation to
I think that's what they
look
do.
Like it did.
They try to finish them all.
I think they did 8 episodes before they started posting.
I need to do a little more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think the thing is in season 8 and 9, right? They always had a perfect balance of quality animations to very good kind of visual representations, because the visual representations in season 8 and 9, they were specifically trying to look like Halo 3, but now season 10 is trying to go off on its own kind of cinematic artistic style.
Yep.
They've got good animations, but you can't have good animations and shit visuals, or it just ruins the whole. I think that's why I really haven't been liking the CGI elements of this season. The animation, the fight scenes just haven't been up to par with season 8 and 9.
And to be honest with you, there's the only thing I really have problems with animation with, if I take away anything else, it's the fact that they keep shooting the director with his mouth or just his eyes.
Yeah, they don't show him.
Just show his face. Oh god,
I completely disagree.
Maybe he has no eyes.
You know, on the episode where season 9 when York was holding the transmitter and then the Mother of Intervention adjusted the laser to aim on the building.
Mm-hmm.
when it was like adjusting in it, like adjusted to from like the building on the planet, and then adjusted to space, and then it's like zoomed into the cockpit.
Yeah.
If you look on one of those frames, you can actually see the full director's face.
And he's also missing an eyebrow.
Yeah, that too. So if anyone didn't know that, there's a little hint. But anyway, we're kind of bashing Red Reverse about the moment.
And we're completely going off.
It's still good. Like, I couldn't do it, obviously. Like, obviously they have a vast team, but they're still very good at what they do. But there is obviously room for improvement.
I wouldn't want to see his face if you could just wear his shades all the time. Oh, and that because I reacted when I saw Meta's, back of his head. I reacted to that. I didn't want to see Meta at all.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, so it was a little.
He looks like Hitman.
Yeah.
Honestly, he looks like June.
Maybe Hitman got like.
I didn't expect the meta to look like June.
Like maybe in the new Hitman game, maybe he's like he falls into the Arctic like Captain America, and then just like freezes.
And he turns into the meta,
Yeah, he freezes until 2055.
We need you to fight for us.
And then he falls into more Arctic Ocean at the very end of the episode, season 8.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
it's the same place.
It's not again. Sorry, continue episode.
The meta is June from Halo Reach.
So Tex walks away from York and says the odd line, and then it flicks to Machinima. Yay, Machinima! Which all the characters, all the cast arrive in the holographic chamber. And there was one thing I did actually like with the establishing shot of this sequence, where it says in the bottom corner, it's Quartato Mucho Secreto Holografo, which was like Spanish for, I'm guessing, something about very secret holograph room. Don't know the exact translation.
It's like
if anyone wants to go on Google Translate for me, I'll probably do it right now.
I'll do it right now. You continue the episode. I'll do it.
They all arrive in the holographic room, and basically Church uses the holographic room to his advantage, and basically becomes fully like visible and not kind of transparent. And he does some fucked up shit in the next 5 minutes, which is pretty messed up, which we'll get to. But basically, there's kind of a division between the group. Church and Carolina are expecting everyone else to kind of go their way and kill the director, while the Reds and Blues just generally don't give a shit.
And Washington doesn't give a shit, which is like, whoa!
Main of all, Washington, the person who's wanted to take down the director since like Reconstruction, when he was first introduced.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to anymore. He's siding with the Reds and Blues, not wanting to go.
Which is crazy. And he said they're my friends, and I'm like, yes!
I love it. It's such great development for him, being that he chooses his friends over his work now. And
so happy.
Seasons, it was kind of a working man thing, and I really really like that.
Well, he also he also chose over his friend Carolina. He now
the only two freelancers who are left watching Carolina. And he left her. He just basically told her fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things I did actually love about this episode was when Simmons was mocking about the blue flag, and then Caboose was saying about how more kills the blue have, and then Washington just put in saying Project Freelancer make the rules.
Let's add my kill count.
Fresh air from their normal kind of comedy.
It was like he said, all my kills get added to blue team. It's like, oh, that's not fair.
That's awesome.
But I liked how Church went, was he rampant in that episode?
I think he was just generally getting pissed off, and his visual, because he was in a holographic room to kind of show him, maybe like he was just kind of not going out of control per se, but like because he was getting pissed off, like the visuals wanted to show it, because obviously he doesn't have facial animations because he's a suit of armor. Because you don't have facial, maybe just kind of like the holographic room kind of wanted to portray his anger of making him grow bigger and flash red and be fucking crazy.
Yeah. Well, I thought of two things when I saw that scene, which was a beautiful scene, I must say. It was very powerful, and I'll get into that in a second. Actually, what happened to me within that scene. But two things that I thought of. One was when he was in the monitor, he had his laser. And, how he would turn red and it would show aggression for them. I think that's the same function that he has now. It's just not in using a laser form. I think his, kind of showed him getting red. I think that is like the same function, just, a different body. So that's how it shows his anger in that type of state he's in.
Uh-huh.
My second thing, I don't know, it's a possibility. My second thing was that maybe the holographic room was basically just maybe not messing with the system, but was
maybe taking his emotions too far.
Yeah, was working with him to show. Stuff happens.
Well, I noticed that whenever he got in the holographic room, though, he changed it to being a full body, not see through. Yeah. So I'm assuming that's like the holographic room, like giving a body for the room, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it's just so we could have like a proper conversation with them rather than being like 2 inches tall. But it's still after he'd had a conversation with them, being like a normal grown up level, like when he was big, having a run at them, when he cowered down, he turned back into like a normal sized AI, like next to Carolina, which I thought was kind of him like not shying away, but like kind of like not like apologizing per se, but like being ashamed of what he's just done, and he just wants to hide.
Well, I mean, even Caboose leaves him. That's
wow, that was humongous.
That was like
if Caboose leaves, you're done.
It's gonna hit the fan when Caboose leaves.
Yeah.
That was a very, very powerful sequence, and I'm not gonna lie. I watched the episode, and then I went over to call James. I was in tears. Like, that was a very powerful scene for me, and I thought James. I didn't think James was in the call with you guys, so I actually wanted to turn on my camera and fucking show him that I was crying because I knew that like he would never fucking believe me. And Red vs. Blue, I really get into things and really get into characters when on Red vs. Blue means a lot to me. When that scene happened, it really impacted me really hardly, and I think that's what they were definitely trying to do. And I was in tears. It was a really hard moment for me. That was really powerful scene.
I'm going to this is a little bit off topic right here, but actually whenever they did Out of Mind, and they came back to it when what was it? Recovery 1. No, Recovery 1. Came back to like York death scene. That was probably one of the saddest scenes they ever had in Red vs. Blue, at least to me, because I kind of got attached to that character York. I was like, I like this character. He's very funny.
He's dead. Still attached to it.
It's like, oh.
That was not the crying scene for me per se. But York is still my favorite character, and which is something that I wanted to mention. Like the whole thing with Tex and York in this episode, it really reminded me of that, and that's something that I really like. But the scene, there was only one scene that really affected me as in tears, which was season 8, which was the last line, and it was showing Reach. It was that whole kind of last kind of conversation or kind of monologue sort of thing, and Church was just talking. He says something like, I think his last line is something along the lines of, if you have to live your life in a memory, you might as well make it a good one, and that made me cry. That was very powerful.
I was like,
yeah.
After that scene's pretty much the end of the episode, but in my opinion, it seems very predictable what's going to happen. My guess is Carolina and Church are going to think that they can take on the director and his minions by themselves, and then they go, and then Tucker and everybody kind of do what they did in Revelation, where they all banded together like right at the last moment and arrived in the middle of the final battle.
I do want to make a quick side note. A little while ago, James was talking about his friend's idea, which was actually me. His friend's idea about Tucker and Carolina having a relationship.
I think that's severed at this point.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I think that was shot down, unfortunately, because I really actually felt strongly about that. I felt that they were going to have a little thing together. I don't think it's completely shut down right now.
I think it's fucked.
I definitely think that's shut down immediately after the York episode.
Yeah, I think that my prediction, at least for it, would be that they come into there and it's already too late. Carolina's been killed, and so her suit will kill off Church, and so somebody has to take him.
And then Washington has to regain Epsilon.
James, I'm not too sure if we've actually recorded what I'm about to say before, but I'm a long time ago, but when season 10 was kind of announced, there was a picture leaked onto the internet.
That was
supposedly the ending to season 10, which was like a CGI fight scene of like Church, Carolina, Tucker, everyone fighting, and it was like on Sandtrap. Like outside on the top, like on the top section of Sandbox on the top bit, and then it was Church like sliding into cover in his actual armor, sliding into cover, and then you saw Carolina up against the wall with Tucker's sword in her chest and blood everywhere, and she was dead.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if I've recorded and said that before.
We have.
Like that was going with Christopher's idea.
Well, thanks for spoiling it for me.
Well, that.
Oh my gosh.
No, this is just a rumor.
No. It wasn't a spoil, but now putting that in my head, I didn't want to think about the ending was going to be because I wanted to be excited. So now that that's in my head a little bit, it didn't ruin it for me. But now that's in my head, I'm like gonna think of that now.
Well, it could all be bullshit for all we know.
Yeah, like it did look like a very kind of thing.
Yeah, and then another thing, it showed the 3 places, which I think was Ghost Town, Foundry, and Cold Storage. So I don't think it's going to be Sand Trap. But you know what? Who knows?
Who knows?
If it is Sand Trap, we will post Matt's address and we can do pitchforks and torches to his house.
No, it's fine.
I can bring toilet paper. I got that. I got a lot of that. We'll put gasoline on it.
Oh, one little last note though before we wrap up. I just want to say that Matt and I want to look a little side note about the animation stuff, just to answer any comments or whatever. Just that understand that we do both like Reference Blue and its animation. It's just that we are very nitpicky on some things, and we decide to just go off on a tangent sometimes. It's just fun like that. So just to answer,
we might be ranting about all the negative things, but one of the main things we just don't have time to cover is the good stuff.
Yeah,
because there's too much of it.
There's a lot of kind of CG stuff I could get into. Like I could talk about how the specular and the fuse are all kind of perfect and stuff, but a lot of people wouldn't know what the hell I was talking about.
Yeah,
like I'm sure people won't know what I'm talking about with the welded vertices earlier.
I think people want to hear us puking rainbows about how
amazing. A lot of people like to keep it simple, so yeah. So we'll wrap this up now, guys. Everyone want to give their review of the episodes?
I can go first. I'll make mine quick. I thought it was excellent. My favorite episode so far. Is it worthy of an A? I don't know.
James,
I really loved the episode. I loved how Washington put the freaking gun up to Carolina's head. That was awesome. I really liked it. I don't know if it's worth an A though, because A is really high. A is like almost perfect. I'll give it a B plus.
Okay.
Just because I don't think it's perfect.
Zedd?
Because of the last scene and also just the machinima within that holotable scene and just the characters interacting with one another, I think this was the best episode with machinima yet.
Hands down.
Because you guys are always talking about how there's not much going on with that, not much story progression. They kind of talk seconds, maybe sometimes gets kind of like, come on, let's do something.
Yeah.
This episode for machinima totally did it for me, especially the ending. This is a fucking A for me. Like, this was really fucking good.
It was good, yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll go. I'm going to bounce off of what Zedd just said there with how Machinima didn't have that much stuff going on. I kind of feel like a reversal in this episode.
Absolutely.
Where the animation was like the not much plot going on. Like Machinima had a lot of plot.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and actually rate this differently than y'all. I actually have 2 ratings. One of them was the flashback scene, which I'll give a B, just a straight B, just because of the fact that it's showing the break-in and the removal of the AIs. For the Machinima stuff, I can give an A, almost A plus, just because of all the plot that just happened there, and also all the just a great story overall, right there that happened.
Mm-hmm.
That's mine right there. So a B and an A.
Well,
awesome.
For me, I'm going to give this possibly the worst review ever. I'm going to give it a C overall. That might sound quite bad. But,
no, very good. Very good. I want you to
justify
strike those damn fanboys.
I'm going to justify it. I genuinely think everything's moving way too fast. Like, they've had all these episodes. Like, always, James, every single episode you've been complaining about how there's no story progression, right?
Yeah.
We've had 18 episodes of virtually nothing.
Yep.
It's like, oh yeah, they've been implanting 1 or 2 AIs every 4, 5
Yeah,
episodes.
even though the Machinima part was excellent, again, nothing happens because they're just sitting still.
Like you were saying, every episode you say, there's no story progression. Like, in this, there's this in every episode, there's premise for, like, the next episode to be like, whoa, amazing episode.
Yep.
But it never is.
Yep.
Like, it's just like promise after promise. It's like in this episode, a lot happened, but it seemed like everything was just crammed together. Like, they could have just spread it out over like the past 7 episodes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rather than trying to cram it in. That's my only problem. They really need to fix the kind of pacing and things of the episode. Like, they did it wrong in Season 9 as well. Season 9 had 3 major plot points, which I keep mentioning over and over. 3 major plot points for 20 episodes.
Yeah, Season 9 sucked.
Yeah.
Sorry, Zedd.
Sorry to give it a negative.
Sorry to me.
All right.
Because you love Season 9.
I don't love Season 9. I like Season 9. I don't think it's as bad as everyone says it is.
Whatever.
In comparison to all the other seasons, though, Season 9 is probably lower down on the favorite top seasons.
Season 9's probably on par with, like, Recreation.
Yeah, look, Season 9 was fine. I thought it was fun, but it wasn't, like,
It wasn't
better than the other ones. It wasn't as good as the other ones, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go with that, my response to that, but
So,
all right.
yeah, overall, I did enjoy the episode, but overall, just a C+. This is kind of the series overall at the moment.
Yeah.
C+.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Really quick, before we end it, do we have, like, a really quick predictions for the next episode?
I think I gave my prediction already with just the break-in and all that stuff. Hopefully seeing Carolina getting killed.
What I want to see, I want to see two things. I want to see the freaking meta come back in present time, and the other thing that I want to see,
James, he has fallen off.
No.
He's not Captain America.
The other thing that I want to see is that I want to see Doc and Donut blow some shit up. I want to see them in the finale.
Holy shit, I totally forgot about
I know, because they're not in this episode. Like, where the hell are they? I want to see them, like, kill some people.
Stop hanging out the hut at the other end of the canyon and come hang out.
I want to see Doc spill some blood, damn it. I want to see him go Rambo.
One thing I've noticed, right? There's one thing that I just want from this, right? Because obviously, season 11 is going to be Halo 4, and it's going to be on Ragnarok. Obviously, they're not going to just change from Valhalla for no reason. They're going to keep it Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be continue. But one thing I do not want is a cliffhanger. I do not want a repeat of season 9's ending. That's all I want. I don't want just fucking the director going hello and then it cuts to black or something, or like a Washington one-liner. Like, what makes you think I'm going to ask for it? And then
I just picture the ending, and then like it's present time, and the meta comes off the cliff, and he just like does this thing where he just kind of like looks down, and then it cuts. And I know James would love that.
Yeah, that's the only cliffhanger that I want. That's the only cliffhanger I want. The meta comes back in present time. Frick yes!
And then that's the end of Roses Blue.
I want it just to wrap up. I don't want any more. I want this story to be wrapped up because we were not promised, but we were told the whole kind of story was finished at the end of season 8. And
we've had 5 seasons of the exact same plot over and over and over. Anyway, that's my complaining.
All right.
No complaining. Anyways, not complaining.
We seem to be getting into a rant more than constructive criticism, so we'll leave it there. We did enjoy the episode, and
Hey, I have an ending. I know what's going to happen.
All right, what's going to happen?
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. So I think Carolina and Church are going to go try to do it on themselves, and then all the other characters are going to come and save them or help them out. And that's what's going to happen.
We said that like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Anyway, let us know your thoughts on this episode. Thank you for watching. This is probably going to be like a 3-part review, but who cares? Yeah, thanks for watching. We're going to do a seasonal recap when I guess all the episodes are done. We might do another video regarding predictions, even though we just did predictions, but maybe more in-depth. I don't know. Thank you for watching. Signing out. Ciao.
Bye. Ciao.
Later.